Hey y'all, coming at you with another knife review today. So you can see by my hat, we got another buck knife. We've been on a cold steel kick for a little bit, thanks to my brother Scab over at Choir Boys Cutlery. Gave me over some great products there to test. But right now, we are going to take a look at the Buck Model 656 Large Pursuit. Here it is in its sheath. We got a nylon sheath there, a nice green and black color. Really like the coloring of this knife. Snap closure. It's got rubber. They don't call it rubber. What do they call it? Versaflex, I think. Versaflex and glass reinforced nylon on the black part. So you can see there, we got the Buck logo. A lanyard hole at the end, and we got a 4.5 inch recurved blade. I'll flip it over here so you can see that nice Buck logo stamp. I think it's 0.14 inches, so a little bit over 1/8 of an inch thick. I've featured this knife in a few videos in the past, but I've never actually done like a full review on it per se. So we're going to do that today. Really great handle contours with the finger grooves there, and it swells out at the top there. You can see some of the tang showing through on both the top and the bottom there, and it's got some jimping on it for a grip back there. You can also, of course, put your thumb up there or hold it like this with some jimping at the top to aid in skinning animals, as this is definitely marketed as a hunting knife, which I'm sure it would excel at in kind. I think I said already, 4.5 inch blade, a little over 1/8 of an inch thick, 6.2 ounces as advertised on the Buck website. I really love this design. It's 4.5 inches is kind of a great size for me to do kind of standard general purpose cutting tasks. It's not not a big fight and Bowie knife. Could you fight somebody with this knife? Is this knife good for self-defense? Yep. Sharp and pointy. Is it a good bushcraft and survival knife? Well, that we're going to test out here a little bit. But off the bat, I'd say yes. I mean, it's a full tang, fixed blade knife. Why wouldn't it make a good bushcraft and survival knife? So we're going to take it outside for a little bit, test it out. Due to the size and such, and me working from home, I'm wearing gym shorts all the time. This knife fits perfect, in the sheath, in the pocket of my gym shorts. It's also got that nice recurved blade there. Some folks don't like them because they think they're hard to sharpen, but probably is on a flat stone. Let me see. The closest comparison I would have is because since they're both recurves, although the cold steel Spartan is much more pronounced, but they're pretty similar size blades. Just to give a size comparison there. Ta-da! All right, but yeah, this is one of my favorite knives to carry, just around the house or whatever. I've carried it on hikes and stuff on my belt. Very nice, compact, size fixed blade. This is the Large Pursuit. There is a smaller one that's obviously a bit smaller than this one. So let's take it outside, see if it can slice and dice a little bit on some wood, and maybe we'll practice some of our fire making skills too. Let's have at it. Well, here we are at this little fire station that I constructed in my backyard. We got some cedar shavings here, and we're using the spine of the knife and our ferrocerium rod to get a fire started. And, well, look at that. The back of that spine on the buck 656 large pursuit strikes that rod just fine. There is a few small pieces of fat wood in that little pile of cedar bark there. That's our tinder pile. And you'll see that kind of catching the flame here while I'm working on my tactical stick there. That's just something I seem to do in every video. We gotta have a nice pointy stick. Could have picked a thinner diameter one, but that one was nice, thick, round on the end, so you will truly see, what it takes to, carve something down. Let's see. Let's not have too much fire. Here, you can see me poking around that little piece of fat wood that I hacked off an evergreen tree near my home. I need to get some nice big old pieces of fat wood so I can have some really cool Fat Wood Friday fires like my brothers Matt Pearson and Ron T. Sawyer, because making fat wood fires is bushcraft AF. If you can't make a fat wood fire, do you even bushcraft? Come on, Isaac the noob, stop being such a noob. Get on your fat wood, man. But I have trouble finding it. There's not an overabundance of pines in my neighborhood. I guess I have to travel a little bit into the other forests to be able to find my fat wood, because I just have kind of a bunch of oaks and beech trees and maples, sycamores, all those deciduous hardwood trees that don't have resin. So I don't really get a lot of fat wood luck. Here we are, we keep working away, carving along. This isn't exactly a test of strength of the blade or sharpness or anything. It's just kind of to give you, the viewer of watching this, a look at seeing what this knife can do. Just seeing it in a hand and working, because anything like this is better than the stock photo and plain white background that's on a manufacturer's website or reseller website like Amazon or Smoky Mountain Knife Works, wherever you buy your knife from. It's just a good look at the blade, from different angles, different than just like the flat laying stock photos. So hopefully it's not boring you to tears here a bit, but we are getting down to that point there a little. Still a ways to go though, but really like using that big belly on this knife to do that carving. Really works well, and it's relatively controllable. It's just a 4.5-inch blade, not a big Bowie knife here. However, if they took that blade shape and made a thicker spine, made it about 8 inches long, maybe 9-10. Yeah, we'll go with 9-10. That blade shape, I bet, man, that would make a heck of a fighting knife, I think. What do you think? Maybe we'll send that message to Buck. Hey, use that pursuit design, make a big old fighting knife. But that's not really Buck's forte. They have that ground combat knife that they came out with last year. You saw Donnie B all day review it, and I believe the Shredder knife reviews are going to feature the blackout Tanto version of the Buck ground combat. So hopefully we'll get to see that from the Shredder coming soon. But anyway, yeah, a little close up there. See that knife, see the handle. Here we got a nice round, inch thick round stick that we're going to just baton through. This is pretty soft wood. So, you know, right through. Use that wiffle ball bat as your baton. And here we go. Let's try to make some shavings. Softwood shavings, as if we would make another fire there. Here, let's try to get a little more comfy. Nice shot of your crotch there, Isaac. Way to go. Sure, everyone enjoyed that. But there, you can see a nice close-up of the knife blade. If I get it back in focus. There we go. In frame now. Just trying to make some little feathers. I'm a terrible feather stick person, so I make shavings that could be used to catch a spark. But man, I just love the way that this knife is ground. You can see the grind lines there on the initial bevel, and then down to that really nice secondary bevel. That's the actual edge. For you, I won't call you uneducated, but unbeknownst to knife lingo, the edge on this, the secondary bevel, is big. It's got a really nice sharp razor edge. In fact, a year ago, my wife was using this knife to do something she probably shouldn't have been doing, and about sliced her finger clean off with this knife. We had to go to the ER and wait a heck of a long time because it was the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, and I had to sit in the waiting room at the ER with her finger wrapped up in paper towels. There was a lot of blood. She got a ton of stitches in that thing, and honestly, it never went back to complete normal like it was before. You can still tell something happened on that finger. Oh, that fateful day. Here we are trying to baton this big old stick. But I'll show you here in a minute. I stopped going through this. As it turned out, this old stick here was inhabited by a bunch of ants and their little grubs. And I didn't really want any part of that. I don't want ants in my pants. You know what I mean? So here we are testing that spine, shaving off this bark. Again, the purpose being making fire tinder should you be in a survival situation or just out bushcrafting. Hey, get out of there, ant. You know, that's why we threw that big stick away. We don't want any more of those crawling around us. So anyway, back to shaving a little bit, a little bigger piece of wood here, you know. But, you know, that edge bites right into there. And, you know, if I had this knife on my belt when I was in trouble, I would trust my life to this knife. It's a good one. Now, in the beginning of the video, I mentioned that there was some jimping on the bottom there. That did prove to be a little bit of a hot spot. My last two fingers, my ring finger and pinky there, it wasn't really all that comfortable when holding it and carving for a little while. So if there were ever any improvements needed on this knife, I would say rehandle it and cover up the tang completely. There is a pro model version of this knife, in S35 VN steel. This is the standard version in Buck's famous 420HC. The pro version doesn't have green on it. It has blaze orange, which isn't really my cup of tea, but S35 VN steel would be pretty nice. So here you're seeing a test that's never been seen in an Isaac the Noob video before. I am throwing this knife into this pine tree, or trying, as you saw it bounce right off there. Oh, there we go again. There it is, bounced off the tree, on the ground. Oh, no, I did it. See, I did it. I did throw it in that tree. So this is the first time I've ever actually thrown a knife. Oh, there we go. Got it to stick. I guess I should have zoomed in a little more towards the tree. I'm proud of myself. and I'm going to probably quit while I'm ahead. But threw it into the tree. Still looks like the Buck 656 Large Pursuit. All right, folks, there you have it. The Buck 656 Large Pursuit. Let me grab it here. Let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, this, to me, is a fantastic blade from Buck. And these are, you know, pretty affordable, around 50 bucks. I think it's worth the money. So let's take a look here. I got this No Nonsense magazine from Beverly Nutrition. It's got some old fart bodybuilder on the front. I bought a couple products from this company like 8 years ago. I still get their magazine in the mail all the time. I don't know how they find me. So, is it still sharp? Ooh. Did y'all see that? We're still slicing paper pretty good through this magazine. Not that we beat this knife all to heck, but, you know, that was some good use. Going through some woods, throwing it a little bit. Does the Buck 656 Large Pursuit come with my recommendation for anyone who needs a, you know, medium size belt knife? Absolutely. Buck. Made in America. At least this one anyway. Have a good one, folks. Until next time. Until next time. For real this time.